While at United, Jepp met his wife Nadine, one of the first flight attendants.
Oh, I just ordered a cup of coffee and I got Nadine. Pretty good deal.
In the beginning, Jepp and Nadine worked together on their chart business in the basement of their home. But his continual addition of new ideas in charting technology soon established Jeppesen as the world's aerial cartographer. Expansion drove Jepp's chart operation to a site near Denver's Stapleton Airport. And by 1954, demand for his charts became so great that Jepp left United to concentrate full-time on Jeppesen and Company. Then in 1961, Jepp sold his business to the Times Mirror Company. Times Mirror brought its own tradition of excellence and for the next decade continued to further expand the wide variety of Jeppesen services. Before long, 80% of all aviation charts used by pilots worldwide were produced by Jeppesen and Company. Later, when Times Mirror acquired Sanderson Films, a leader in the production of pilot training films, the two companies were merged. Today, Denver-based Jeppesen Sanderson is the world's largest provider of air navigation information. Although the outside of the manual has remained virtually unchanged for more than 50 years, the inside of the Jepp manual is constantly changing. The company that began with a simple 10-cent notebook now produces aviation training videos, books and manuals, a completely updated computer database every month, and nearly 20 million printed navigational charts each week. Along with a wide variety of flight services, Jeppesen continues to remain on the cutting edge of technology. These days, every pilot knows the name Elrey Jeppesen.
A part of the departure we have set in here is runway 28 right, which we selected from the database that's provided as part of the Jeppesen update.
Yet for all his vast accomplishments and enormous contributions to flight safety, Jepp was virtually unknown outside the aviation community.
Aviation is better and safer because of you. Washington, D.C., February 1995, David Russell Henson, Administrator, Captain Jepp.
However, in February 1995, Jepp became front-page news. The main terminal at Denver International, the world's newest airport, was named in his honor. And inside the Elrey B. Jeppesen terminal, a remarkable bronze statue of the young pioneer aviator.
When they first mentioned this statue idea, I thought it was kind of a joke.
The greatest thing about a project like this is starting where we started from, which was just a sketch on a napkin in a cafe, to an actual model of what we want to do. And if I can just capture the glint in Jepp's eye, and he still has those 21-year-old eyeballs that say, hey, I want to go out and do this again. And then you talk to people that know Jepp, and you talk to people that have used his charts, and people that have formed their whole lives around what he's done in his life. And then you find out that here's a man that's had a great deal of influence on aviation since the late 20s and early 30s. He's a fantastic man in his own right, but he's also a fantastic man in the things that he's built himself.
It's really something to be sitting in the middle of the most beautiful airport in the world and running into millions of dollars when we were lucky to have 2 bits in our pocket in the early days. In my early years of flying, some 60 years ago, the most enthusiastic thing we did, I thought, was introduce the public to an airplane. And that was doing it on an alfalfa field or on a sand pile somewhere. And then look at what we have here today. The change we've gone through, no one could even forecast it or dream of it hardly. I'd love to have some of the old pilots like Jack Knight see what we have here today.
When you started, did you ever think your Jepp maps would literally be all over the world?
I just made some between Cheyenne and Salt Lake to keep from getting killed, that's all.
It says
No, where's my flying boy tonight?
Yeah.
Mother.
Yeah, I remember that. That's what
She's sending you this all the time, or
It's
just now and then?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I hope that some of the kids, the younger people, would get out of seeing this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's set up in such a way that it would inspire somebody to get into aviation?
Jeppesen?
Right.
I just wanted to meet you, sir. I got my pilot's license.
You have a what?
I got my pilot's license through your manuals.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to meet you and say thank you, sir.
Thank you. I get kind of a thrill every time I think of Wright brothers flying 12 seconds over Kitty Hawk, and that changed the world. Never was the same again. When I was about 2 years old in an oak tree, and I was up there, and my mother was hollering at Dad to come and get me. I could see the birds going. I remember it's the first thing I remember. I wasn't up very high, about 6 feet. I don't know how I got there at that age, but I did, and Dad came and got me. I felt I was going to fly someday. Come to think of it, my dad kept telling me all about how many thousands of years people had yearned to fly. And I had a feeling then that we were going to do it, and I was going to be part of it.